Hello, good morning everyone. It's Frank Brewer here. I'm the director at New Path Psychology, yes, and a clinical psychologist. That's true. So this is actually the sixth part of the integrative model of psychotherapy. So a therapy model beyond therapy schools, and I thought I share just the story of how it all started for me. So it was when I was at university that we learned already about these five principles of successful therapy, and it was a massive research-based program, and it was published, I think, first in 1994. Big books, so like eight or 900 pages, and over a couple of years we had to read it, and we had exams covering that topic, of course. So it was really exciting for me to have really an integrative model. Yes, and I was really sort of delighted that it seems to be that therapy schools have become moving closer to one another. And I was looking forward to actually enroll into my training. So after I completed my master's program, that's how it is in Germany. So you complete 5.5 or 6 years at uni, and then you enroll into a program which is another five years. So anyway, so the real world was a little bit different to what we were taught at uni. Yeah. So basically, it was like this, that we, so that anybody who wanted to study psychotherapy and learn the ins and outs and the ropes and everything, had to choose between either CBT or behavioral therapy and psychodynamic therapy. Yeah, and well, the university I was at was actually a big research hub for CBT and behavioral therapy. So I knew a fair bit about it, and so I wasn't actually too keen on enrolling for another 5 years of CBT, because I actually thought it's a little bit mechanical, it's a little bit too static, and so forth. So I already felt there was not much heart in it, heart and soul, I should say. But likewise for psychodynamic therapy, I wasn't too sure. I thought it was maybe a little bit outdated, or so forth. So because it's a while ago, there weren't many websites around. Hi Brooklyn, thanks for joining. So there weren't any websites really available. So one way of getting around is to actually call the institute up and have a chat to them. So that's what I did. So we had a well-renowned institute for psychodynamic therapy in my hometown, and so I went there, and I thought, wow, what's happening here? Yeah. So when I entered the waiting room, the room was filled with cigarette smoke, and there was a massive ashtray full with cigarette butts sitting on the receptionist's desk. So I said, well, no way, I'm gonna spend my next 5 years here, and I was out of that building. So, and then I went to the CBT Institute, And it was kind of nice. Everything was very clean, and the guy I talked to said, "Hey Frank, let's go for a coffee here down the street. There are many cafes out here, so we can have a chat." And he explained everything to me, the whole program in great detail, and the cost involved. It's almost like an ethical bribe, I'm thinking. So yeah, sold. So the next 5 years were then with CBT, which I wasn't too keen in the first place, but at the end of the day, I think I learned a lot, and in particular I learned that sort of theory is one thing, but practice is another thing. So I had many good teachers, many friendly people who showed me that there's all sorts of or many different ways of doing therapy, and you can be quite a psychodynamic CBT therapist in a way. Yeah, so there's certainly room for individual style, and at the end of the day, I appreciate it, and was a rich experience for me, and I'm glad that I did that. And there's always this kind of, oh, okay, what is it that I wasn't exposed to? Yeah, in that kind of sense. So I would be keen to hear if you have similar stories, or what your feelings were, if you're a psychologist, if you're in the field, and I know there are many around. What are your feelings, your thoughts, maybe your confusions? If you want to share that, please feel free to pop that into the comment box, or send me an email, or personal message. That's all fine. So my next client is waiting for me, so I leave it at that, and I get back to you tomorrow for day 49 of the 90-day chat. Thanks again for joining, and have a good day. Bye for now.